Hi, Mike.
Hi, Eric.
Thanks for coming to France again.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Avec plaisir.
What would be your advices for people with low back pain to understand more their situation?
I think the first thing to understand is that back pain is really complicated. It's not simple. We used to think that back pain was really simple and it was about injury and harm and damage inside the back. It's nowhere near that simple. It's really complicated, and I think the thing to say is that now we understand what to do about it, the solutions to the problem, and the solutions actually can sometimes be quite easy. So I think we need to start thinking about helping people overcome problems, and we, physiotherapists, can be really helpful in helping people have meaning. The first thing you need to do with back pain is understand why.
Why?
Why do you have back pain? Am I safe to do things? Or is this dangerous? So the first thing is to have some answers to questions. So I think the first piece of advice for somebody with back pain, if you're going to see a physiotherapist or a doctor, is ask them questions. Think about what questions you want to ask them. Why do I have this pain? What should I do about it? What can you do to help me? What can I do as a person living with this to overcome it, to get better?
And what would you say to people who might ask, will I always have this back pain?
No, you won't. I mean, we know research shows that most people will get back pain at some point in their life. It's quite normal to get back pain. I've had back pain. Have you had back pain?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's quite normal to get back pain. And a huge amount of people, most people, get rid of their back pain. It goes within 6 weeks, 8 weeks. So the advice really is to, continue. Movement is always good. You might rest to begin with for a little bit, but move as soon as you can. Get back to life. Do things that you love and enjoy. Try not to sacrifice things and stop doing nice things. But will you live with it forever? No, not normally. Most people that I meet with back pain, the way they overcome it is by getting back to doing things they enjoy.
Yeah, this is the most important thing.
Yeah, and then gradually over time, they don't think about the fact that it's painful anymore. It changes the way they think, and we can return to doing the things that we enjoy.
Yeah, and have a meaningful life again.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Can I get back to lifting my kids? Can I get back to work? Can I get back to sport? If we as physiotherapists, as healthcare professionals, if we can help you to go back to those things, and you can keep your focus on how do I get going again, that's where you get better.
Any trap that they might fall into?
Yeah, very much so. We know that because of our training in healthcare, there's a gap. There was a journalist in America called Judy Foreman. Judy Foreman spent 4 years interviewing 200 patients, people with pain, back pain, and people in research, and people who are clinicians, people who are doctors and nurses and physios and osteopaths and chiropractors. And she said there's a big gap between what people with back pain need and what healthcare professionals are trained to do. And this is the trap, is that our training often has taught us to say the wrong words to people, provide the wrong advice. Maybe these bits of advice and training were correct 30 years ago. But now, because we know so much more about back pain and how to help people with it, then we need to be changing the way we think. Often the trap is hearing scary words, hearing things that frighten you and that make you want to protect yourself and stop lifting your children and stop going to work, and then focusing on the pain. The more that clinicians, we were trained often to say 0 to 10, what is your pain like? Give me a number for your pain.
Always.
Focus on your pain all the time. So I think a really important shift for us as clinicians and for people who live with this is to shift their focus. Dyer once said, I love this quote, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Yeah, indeed.
And pain is very like this. Back pain is very like this. If you focus on the solution and you start thinking about what can I do here and not the problem, then you get better. Always remember a really important thing. I always say to people, the problem isn't the problem. The solution is the problem. What do you do about it? Okay, you have back pain.
Okay.
Let's help you have meaning. Let's help you understand why you have back pain. That's great. Now let's focus on what you do about it. How do I get you back to life again, enjoying life, doing things that you want to do?
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. It's been a pleasure. Thanks.